Food was never meant to be complicated, confusing, or all-encompassing of your spare thoughts. It is possible to simply eat food, enjoy it, have a body you are confident in, and not overthink it all. Do you struggle to stay consistent with healthy eating and just want food decisions to be easy, guilt-free, and sustainable? You're in the right place. I'm Chelsea, nutritionist and fitness coach who overcame restrictive yo-yo dieting and body image insecurities using simple nutrition tools, all backed by biblical principles. And now I help women like you find that same freedom with food so you can feel confident in the look and health of your body for decades to come. I'm ready to dive in with you. So open your notes app and let's go. I know you have tried over and over again to make healthy eating part of your routine, but something always gets in the way. Be it stress at work, birthday parties, traveling, confusion about where to start, and even straight up lack of motivation. Trust me, I get it. And it feels defeating. You want to do the right thing, so why is it so hard to stick with? If that's you, my friend, I have something that will change your life. Join me in a healthy meals strategy session where I will give you my exact method for making eating healthy simple. Because if it's simple, it's sustainable. I don't want you to feel guilty about another failed effort ever again. Experience the same transformation with food and your body that hundreds of others have by booking your session with me today at coachrain.com/strategy, and then get excited to be the next changed life with biblical nutrition. That's coachreign.com/strategy, and I'll see you there. Now, welcome to Nutrition for Christian Women. Are you feeling burdened by food noise? Mentally replaying rules about what you should or shouldn't eat? Distracted by cravings? Feeling guilty for getting off track or caving to those cravings? Maybe you are constantly thinking about your next meal, even if you're not hungry. That last one was the loudest for me. I would literally still be eating one meal as I thought about the next one I would be eating. Food noise can come on for many different reasons, but it is usually distracting and it is always exhausting. And we come by it honestly. I mean, remember the first sin? The serpent tempted Eve with food, and the enemy has been using it as a means to steal our joy and destroy our health ever since. But where the enemy plots evil, God shows up with goodness. And that is what I want to discuss in today's episode. How eating biblically can actually turn off all that noise about food so that you can simply enjoy meals without stressing, without obsessing over the sugar content, if it has a lot of carbs, or whatever else you've been told is quote-unquote unhealthy. Eating biblically can mean you actually look forward to meals and never have to keep score of being good or bad with your food choices ever again. How freeing! Let's start by defining the biblical diet. And I have an entire episode on this topic if you haven't already listened to it. It's episode number 96 called What is the Biblical Diet? But to briefly recap, eating biblically is eating what God created and said was for our food. What I teach my nutrition clients is if it once walked, flew, swam, or grew, it's real and God-made. Anything else is man-made and fake food. Eating biblically also means staying out of gluttony or lusting after food. It means refraining from making food an idol and to regularly fast from it. You know, I think it's worth pointing out that Scripture uses food as a tool for many miracles. Jesus refers to food numerous times. He even refers to himself as the bread of life. There are several citations of food in association with celebrations. I mean, overall, Eating biblically is closely tied to joy that comes and passes in gentle waves. Kind of sounds too good to be true, right? But here's the thing. Eating biblically shuts down food noise because it draws a clear line in the sand about what is and isn't for our food. So if you are questioning something, put it through that walked, flew, swam, grew test. Does what you're about to eat fall into any one of those categories? In order for it to be considered a God-made food, then yes, it needs to. And if it's an item with multiple ingredients, do that with each of the ingredients. Does every single thing in this item fall into one of those categories? Because we humans were created to have dominion over the rest of creation, and part of that is the evolution of food processing. In other words, we are the only species on Earth that combines ingredients, uses heat, ferments and stores food, or does anything to our food besides devour it as it appears in nature. The walk, flew, swam, grew test actually comes straight from Genesis. In chapter 9, verses 1 through 3, it says, "Then God blessed Noah and his sons, saying to them, 'Be fruitful, and increase in number, and fill the earth. The fear and dread of you will fall on all the beasts of the earth, and on all of the birds in the sky, on every creature that moves along the ground, and on all the fish in the sea. They are given into your hands. Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I have given you the green plants, I now give you everything.'" This is a different translation than I usually read from, but I have referenced this passage so many times because it's just so crystal clear what God designed for our bodies. Anything we eat should fall into this list in some capacity. And knowing what to eat can turn off the food noise that questions everything, wondering if it's healthy or not because one of your friends lost a bunch of weight doing keto, but then you read that super high fat is bad for your heart. Just to name an example, you can shut that voice off by referring to this Genesis chapter 9 list. The biblical diet does not overcomplicate food. In fact, it is the simplest, most straightforward nutrition plan that I know of, which actually provides nutrition. Because I've also heard of the hot dog diet, where all you eat are hot dogs. That's pretty simple as well, but isn't a stellar source of nutrition. I mentioned that the biblical diet incorporates regular intervals of fasting, and I believe this is for two major reasons. Number one, to give your digestive system a chance to cleanse itself and get back to baseline. If we are constantly inundating our body with stuff to digest every 4-ish hours, and then digestion is a 12 to 36 hour cycle, it really doesn't take much for that system to get kind of backed up or overworked and inefficient. Fasting gives it a chance to catch up. I actually wrote an entire chapter on this in my book, The Guide to Eating Biblically in a Modern World, which you can order a copy of at coachrain.com/book. But then reason number two that fasting is a part of the biblical diet is to protect us from making food an idol. It's no secret that food can have addicting properties, and it is easy to slip into the idea that food gives us life rather than God. But fasting reminds us that God's power is what sustains us and then breaks any strongholds food may have over us that can show up as addiction. Which, by the way, usually starts as repeated cravings that we continually think about or try really hard not to cave into, but inevitably do. And when practicing a fast biblically, we replace our thoughts about the thing we are abstaining from with prayer. So a fast from food means chatting with the Lord every time you feel that little hunger pang or see a commercial for a juicy burger or whatever it may be. Hold the thought captive and give it to God. So all of this is to say, by following the fasting part of the biblical diet, you can silence the food noise because your cravings and temptations no longer have power over you. You direct your thoughts, You are in control of your food choices. Now, if eating biblically is sounding more and more appealing, but you're unsure of where or how to start, then you need to book your Healthy Meals strategy session with me at coachrain.com/strategy. Food was never meant to be complicated, confusing, or all-encompassing of your spare thoughts. It is possible to simply eat food, enjoy it, have a body you are confident in, and not overthink it all. Give me 1 hour of your time, and I will give you the exact blueprint to make this your reality too, just like the hundreds of folks I have coached. Again, that is coachreign.com/strategy to book your Healthy Meals strategy session with me and get started eating biblically. I pray this episode was helpful to you, my friend. If so, could you do me a massive favor and take 30 seconds to write a review? This is the best way to bless me big and help more people learn just how simple eating healthy consistently can be. And if you want more value-packed info from me, head to coachrain.com and sign up for the weekly harvest. My weekly emails filled with recipes, how to use food as medicine, biblical nutrition, and more. That's coachreign.com for all the goods. Blessings until next time, sis. Toodles.